Hey everybody, how's it going? Today I'd like to discuss this piece of news, which is that Tesla is emailing people their desire for them to vote against right to repair in Massachusetts. So this says Tesla policy team letter to question one voters. Just got this in my inbox, Massachusetts resident. Hello. As you go to the polls this fall, Tesla asks that you vote no on question one. Tesla has long applied an open-source philosophy to our patented intellectual property for electric vehicles. In this spirit, we provide public access to our service, parts, and body repair manuals, wiring diagrams, service bulletins, labor codes, and times, and other information used to perform mechanical, electrical, and collision repair work on our vehicles. Question 1 goes well beyond what is necessary to perform this work, and it potentially jeopardizes vehicle and data security. The requirements pushed by two national auto shop lobbying groups would make vehicles more vulnerable to cyber attacks and would make successful attacks more harmful. But don't take our word for it. Here's what the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, the federal agency tasked with vehicle safety and security, had to say about question 1, and they're talking about increased risks for cybersecurity and blah-de-blah-de-blah regarding cybersecurity. Now, when you scroll down here, there was one interesting post that I saw that said, I'm in Massachusetts and I voted this morning. I voted yes. I work in computer security and have for decades. I've seen the balance between security by obscurity and open source, and I'm firmly in the open source camp. These APIs can be made secure, but it takes people who know what they're doing. Tesla has already run into problems. At one point, a white hat hacker showed that he could have app-level access to the entire fleet and, for example, activate Summon on any FSD-equipped car. It will take time and expense for Tesla to secure the required API, but it can be done. And passing this not only makes repairing Teslas easier, it does so for all cars. And then some people bring up that they voted yes and bring up the circumstances under which that you may be stuck going to a Tesla dealer rather than someone else. Now, when it comes to right to repair regarding the products I work on, I can go over every single lobbyist talking point and go over with clear data and examples why it's a steaming pile of crap. When it comes to automotive, this is not my field. I don't even drive a car, much less work on cars. So anything that I say following, please do fact check with someone that knows their stuff with cars. It seems like the Massachusetts Right to Repair bill from 2012 that covered automotive has an exclusion in it for wireless communications and transmissions. Now, the fear is that more and more stuff is going to be done wirelessly, which would allow auto manufacturers to kind of skirt around the Right to Repair bill and have a loophole out of it, and this question 1, voting yes on it, would close that loophole. Now, when you take a look at Massachusetts question 1, there's a couple of things that I noticed immediately. The first thing I noticed was who supported it and who's against it. So the people who are for it are the New England Tire and Service Association, Automotive Warehouse Distributors Association, Alliance of Automotive Service Providers of Massachusetts, people that fix cars. So, Alan Sachs of Dorchester Tire Service, Tom Hickey, director of Massachusetts Right to Repair Coalition. People who fix cars appear to be for the Right to Repair bill passing in Massachusetts, for voting yes on question 1. Now, when you look at the opposition, it's the Coalition for Safe and Secure Data. The Coalition for Safe and Secure Data is funded by General Motors, that got bailed out by the taxpayer, by the way, and is now trying to get you to vote against right to repair, Toyota, Ford, Honda, Nissan. And when you look at the people who are in favor of the Right to Repair Coalition, who are donating in favor of it, it's Coalition of Automotive Repair Equality, Auto Care Association, AutoZone, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Advance Auto Parts, and Genuine Parts Company. So what I notice here is a clear pattern, which is that people that fix cars and people that provide parts and tools that you would use to fix your own car want a yes vote on question 1. People who manufacture cars and make money when you go to the dealer, when you can't fix your own car, or when you buy a new car, want a no vote on question 1. Very interesting. Now, me personally, I am incredibly biased against people that try to get me to vote based on fear. Regardless of right to repair, regardless of the fact that right to repair is an issue near and dear to my heart, I don't like it when people try to use fear to get me to vote a certain way, which has biased me against a coalition for safe and secure data and all of the individuals that donated lots of money to them so that they would be able to make fear-mongering commercials. For those of you who don't understand what I'm talking about, I'd like to play you some of the commercials that have been playing in Massachusetts that really bother me when I watch them. And you tell me what you think. These are commercials being played by people that want you to vote no. I'm going to play them here.
If Question 1 passes in Massachusetts, anyone could access the most personal data stored in your vehicle. Domestic violence advocates say a sexual predator could use the data to stalk their victims, pinpoint exactly where you are, whether you are alone, even take control of your vehicle. Vote no on 1. Keep your data safe. If Question 1 passes in Massachusetts, anyone could access the most personal data stored in your vehicle. The Federal Trade Commission warns your address could be paired with your garage codes to give easy access to your home. Domestic violence advocates say a sexual predator could use the data to stalk their victims. Vote no on 1. Keep your data safe.
There's something really aggravating about that fear-mongering where rather than try to tell you the full truth, the full context of the issue, they put on the scary music. And then they talk in this type of voice, and they tell you that if you don't vote for this bill, that the ISL 9240 in your MacBook will not be replaceable. And as a result, Apple will delete all of your data, and the chargers will explode, and you will never be able to fix something ever again. And if you do fix it, it will lock you out of all of your data. And it's like, I don't like those presentations are where they focus on the fear, the fact that you're going to be raped because someone comes in through your garage or beaten in an alleyway with the scary music playing. Typically, I notice when people start going, think of the children, they're going to beat you in an alleyway. What that means is that you have lost the plot. You've lost the ability to make an argument based on the truth to the American voting public, or in this case, the Massachusetts voting public. And because you've lost the ability to argue based on evidence and truth and reality, you need to activate the fear center of my brain in order to get me to agree with you. I don't like that. Now, to be clear, when it comes to Tesla as a company, I actually admire a lot of what Tesla does. I admire the fact that early on, when electric cars looked ridiculous and were very underpowered, they produced a vehicle that looked cool, that people actually wanted to buy, with all these cool self-driving features, and they were ridiculously powerful, very fast, so that people that actually cared about that type of those qualities in their car would go, wow, Teslas are cool. And then, since they cared about the user experience, they weren't going to wait for every gas station in the country to get electric chargers. They decided to put their own fast-charging superchargers all over the country. They care about the user experience. They seem to care about the user experience. They seem to care about making a product that people actually want to buy, rather than just here's a token electric vehicle product so people will leave us alone. They seem to really care about people adopting vehicles that have zero emissions, that are powered in a clean way. And I respect that. I like that. I'm not asking people to throw away their Teslas. I'm not asking people to immediately stop buying these cars simply because there's one element that the company is taking part in that I disagree with. Rather, what I'm suggesting is that when you get this email from Tesla, if you own their car and you agree with question 1, you think there should be a yes vote on question 1, and you think the people that are asking you to vote no on question 1 are being disingenuous, that you respond to them and let them know, listen, I like your cars, I like what you're doing as a company, I like the features, but if you're going to try and fearmonger me out of voting for something that would allow me to choose who fixes my vehicle, this may affect who I do business with in the future. I'm not suggesting that we immediately just hate and throw out and castigate a company that's done many great things because there's one element that we dislike. But I think we do need to let them know that if you are an individual that does want to vote yes on question 1, that is for right to repair, that this kind of sucks. And one of the things that I've mentioned in prior videos that I think is worth underscoring here is that question 1 in Massachusetts is one of those very few times that normal people have a say in right to repair. You have a say. This is not about me going to my senator, my congressperson, my representative, my governor, and trying to convince them to push legislation and then praying and begging that they finally sign it, and me showing up at a hearing and me arguing against a disingenuous lobbyist and me praying that they if they agree with me, that they don't just agree with me, but they actually do something about it. Question 1 in Massachusetts is something where anyone who is registered to vote in the state of Massachusetts has a say. If more people vote in favor of yes of question 1 than no, right to repair for automotive continues to pass in the state. So, if you live in Massachusetts, you have the power and the ability to get right to repair passed, bypassing lobbyists, bypassing congresspeople, bypassing senators, assembly people, representatives, your governor, anybody in politics. Here, whether or not right to repair wins or loses hinges on how you vote. So I'd highly suggest that you read up the arguments for and against question 1, read up on everything, really learn the arguments, listen to people like Rich Rebuilds and Scotty Kilmer and the other people on YouTube that are mechanics, whoever it is that you respect. Go to your own mechanic in Massachusetts. Ask them, what do you think of question 1? How should I vote on it? Why should I vote that way? And try to get a fully well-rounded story rather than simply listening to what the car manufacturer or a commercial that's trying to scare you that is funded primarily by car manufacturers has to say. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. See you all later.